Yo guys, welcome back to the Fridays Let's Play. Yeah. Wow, it has been quite some time since I've been on here, and wow, the different volume and settings. Whoa. Okay, that's a little bit better. Alright guys, it's that time of the year. Time for some talking and some walking. I know my last couple videos on here have been more the same stuff, doing it over and over again, so I'm going to try to dig out a little bit of dirt and then move on, so you're not watching the same thing repetitively. But this is primarily meant to be one of those videos you just kind of shove to the minimized bar and just listen. But if you want to watch, you can watch. It's like I said, it's just going to be me doing random crap. But anyways, like I was saying, it's that time of the year. School is over for the summer, and that means a couple of things, really. For most people, it's senior graduation. It's the time to reflect on high school and all the things you've done as a teenager. For others, it's just another summer of goofing off, which I envy those people. For me personally, this is the summer of my, or in between my junior and senior year. So what does that mean exactly? Well, first of all, I get a little bit more time to play Minecraft, but that might be changing, sadly. And by that I mean, most likely I will be getting some kind of job. If you saw my update video, I'm going to be trying to look for a little bit of a job to support my family, as you all may know. If you don't know, where the hell have you been? Why haven't you subscribed, etc. I'm being goofy. But anyways, like I said, that's my primary goal for the summer, is to get some kind of a job. Like, what that entails, I do not know. Like I said, I have not quite started looking. I've been kind of spending the last couple of days reminiscing and cleaning and moving back in with the parents and whatnot. And like I said, it gives you some time to think and reflect about things in life, and like I said, it makes for pretty decent video content. Well, maybe not video, but audio. But like I was saying, that means I will be spending majority of this summer looking for a job, which ideally I have a couple ideas for what I want to do, but at the same time, money is money and you gotta do what you gotta do. That being said, so far I have not been updated whether I will be working primarily with my father over the summer, or whether I should start looking for a quote-unquote real job. Now, let me try to break this down for you. I have two options, basically. Find a real job and work, let's just say roughly 8 to 12 hours a day. Just rough estimate. Most likely it will probably be morning to afternoon, evening-ish. Which if none of you have ever held a job, you may not know what that means. But basically, you wake up in the morning, go to work, finish your work, come back home. And for me in general, most likely, depending on what all is going on with my family, probably means more work. Because if you live on a farm like I do, and you live in the country, there's always work that needs to be done, and the day is never done. So my options are simply get a job and go to work in the mornings, come back home, work for my dad in the evenings, pretty much. Now, for some people, that might be thinking, why would you do that? Why would you kill yourself twice? Well, maybe not kill yourself, but put that much workload on you. And realistically, my workload has been slacking as far as recent years. Like I said, I've been full-time college student now for this. I just finished my 3rd year. So realistically, I've had more free time over these last well, let's just say 2 years. My freshman year was kind of a very work-related year because track wasn't as important, if that makes any... Aw, I destroyed that button. But, yeah, first year track wasn't really important. We didn't have the coach I have now, who put more emphasis on off-season training. But, like I said, the last 2 years have been more track training and schoolwork and whatnot. But as far as whenever I was in high school, it was nothing for me to go to school, go to practice, sometimes 2 practices depending on the season. Like if it was late basketball and early track, like did you pull a little bit of a double duty, not too much, but you do your weightlifting and weightlifting for track and do your running for basketball. So it wasn't like you got 2 separate like weightliftings and whatnot, because that just kills people doing that much weightlifting. Now there's people that will disagree with that fact, but personally it kills me. But anyway, like I said, whenever I was in high school, it was nothing for me to do that stuff. And now I come home on the weekends, and like I said, both my parents work now, so I'm pretty much here alone all day, kind of doing some behind camera stuff for you guys and doing other YouTube related stuff, as well as doing some graphic design stuff, just to kind of keep myself fresh with programs. Now I do use Photoshop for YouTube, but it's not really the same as like creating a flyer or anything like that. Wow, I just started rambling. I hate when I do that. Where was I at? Where was I going with all this? Really, where was I? As far as this summer, the future of my channel is concerned, still up in the air. Sorry, there's not much I can really say about that. But channel-wise, it's up in the air. There's no real easy way around that. Because, quite honestly, I don't want to complain because I don't want to be that guy, but I'm not the biggest channel. I don't have the best views, but as far as support, I believe you guys are behind me 100%. I could be wrong. Maybe you guys hate me and you just watch me for no reason. I don't know. But where was I going with that? Like I said, my channel future is up in the air. I would like to continue to do this as long as I can. That being said, if it ever gets to a point where YouTube takes away too much from me and my family, I have to either cut back or stop cold turkey. And I would hate to stop cold turkey because cold turkey is nasty. I don't know if you ever had cold turkey the day after Thanksgiving. I don't personally like it. Some people like it, but it loses flavor for me. Why do I keep rambling? Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the future of this particular series, Friday's Let's Play. Now, 1.8, they keep saying it's literally right around the corner, but every Thursday there's a new freaking snapshot, and they keep pushing it back. So either they're working out bugs or something's not quite right for them. But like I said, 1.8 is around the corner pretty much. Now, as far as I'm aware of, there's no major terrain generation changes. I might want to go get this while I'm here. Except for, I think there's new surface caves in like deserts and mesa, which there were surface caves, you just had to dig around until you fell into one. But other than that, there's a couple new blocks. A lot of game mechanics have changed and been rewritten in a basic way. But as far as terrain generation, hasn't changed. So in the past, usually my deciding factors for, say, starting a new world were terrain generation, or quite honestly, I got bored with them. For some of them, I should say, not all of them, but for quite a few I got bored with them. And realistically, I have enough stuff in this world to keep me occupied, but there's still that sense of, what if I get bored with it? What if I just decide to start a new world? I really don't want to do that, just because I feel like I've done that way too often, in this in my YouTube channel. So I need help stopping that, pretty much. Like I said, if I believe, how do I say this without being like a total, I don't know if pansy or douchebag's the right word. But anyways, how do I say this? In Lamech's terms, I think I will be staying on this world until either I finish off the main castle or the outer wall. Because those are like my two ongoing projects. Aw, dang it, I cut that one. Those are my two ongoing projects, and I really do like to finish my bigger projects, but at the same time they get tedious, so finding those mediocre projects in between to take my mind off of it helps. Like if I go all the way back to, say, what's a good example? Oh, my hardcore. Wow, me and words, right? My hardcore world show off, which that came out in like 1.4, so that's been probably a year better now. I think it has been close to a year since my hardcore world. Hey Zambi. Yeah, going back to my hardcore. Wow, I'm reminiscing in my own head. Stop it. My hardcore world show off was probably the best example I can think of right this second, because I literally had a underwater base, if you guys remember. Some of you guys may not. Wait, no. Dang it. I was trying to avoid all that extra dirt work. I mean, not like I don't have enough dirt to fill it in, it's just I really hate creeper holes. But I keep getting sidetracked. My hardcore world show off, like I was saying, is the best example because I started off with a underwater base, and I progressed with smaller projects such as the, what's it called, the Nether Hub project I worked on, which still was incomplete because I had that, I think it was a long tunnel to, what was it, my Iron Golem Desert Pyramid, which is still unfinished to this day. I still got like half of it done, and like I said, if I ever decide to go back to that world, I will definitely bring you guys with me. But at the same time, yeah, jumping between worlds is not the best idea. But like I said, I think what got me burnt out on that was the underwater aspect. If I would have had a mod similar to Advanced Genetics where I could breathe underwater, or the pufferfish in this update, or was it this update or 1.6? I can't remember now. But like I said, the pufferfish where you can make the breathing potions, that would have helped that world a lot. Because I was working on the root system at one point, and I did one side and I said, yeah, this is kind of boring. Not boring, tedious. Because you'd have to stop and find a block to put a torch on and get a breath of air. And making trees is hard enough. Doing it underwater, 10 times harder. Just saying. What is another world I can point to for this? I think my very last hardcore world show off is a good example. I'm not sure if how many of you remember that, but that was my mountain base. The primary reason I stopped that, again, tediousness, would probably be the biggest culprit on that one. I better go take this out and fill it up. Yeah, just the sheer tedious factor is probably what caused the downfall for that world. And by that I mean, where's my dirt chest? There it is. Oh crap, I forgot about that. Whoops. Oh yeah, the last world show off. The thing that got me with that was making the sheep pins, which I needed for realistically no real reason. Oh, yeah, no real reason to make those. But like I said, it's the digging out and copying that got me on that world. Also, I started a village breeder, which broke, and village trading was and whatnot. So, that world got tedious, too. Which, in realistic long-term factor, that world was probably one of the... I'm gonna use a bad... not gonna use bad word. It's bad grammar. I think probably the funnest. I know funnest isn't a word, but it's probably the funnest world I personally had, because let's face it, I had an iron golem farm, 2 iron golem farms, 4 technically, because like 1, 2, 3, 4. They all led to 2 iron golem faces in a tunnel, and that tunnel leads out to a giant, my face, with a mob spawner. I mean, that world was pretty much pixel art city. I mean, I don't think there's anything I didn't pixel art in that world almost. Which, doing stuff like that, planning out how to do a pixel art of like a cow or a golem or creeper. Well, I didn't do creeper, but I did sheep and farm animals. But doing stuff like that is not my cup of tea. That's probably the wrong phrase, but it's not what I'm into personally, but I like doing it. Like, I don't sit down and plan out ways to design a new pixel art for pointless reasons, but pointless projects like that take away from the monotonous of the final project. And I think that's what helps me, but hurts me all at the same time. Like, take for example, this wall. I've literally went about there and there, and have not built up any of the actual wall. Instead, I went over here and started laying the floor for the castle. And to do that, I had to raise up a whole thing of dirt, and then slab everything underneath so monsters won't spawn. Like I said, pointless nonetheless, but it's distracting from this. And realistically, that's what I need to work on, but like I said, Minecraft in general, if you get burnt out, you get burnt out. And stopping and doing something different helps. Like, again, another good example, I started to feed the beast. Yeah, that was a big distraction right there. Like I said, I started to feed the beast to kind of take away some of the monotony of this world. But at the same time, it puts me back into that start over mode. Which, whenever I come back to a world, after progressing so far in, like, feed the beast, and coming back here, it's like, wow, it sucks not having this, this, and this. Like, it sucks not being able to have tinker tools that you can automatically charge with electricity. Or it sucks not having the advanced genetics bat flying to help with building. It sucks not having the builder's wand to do monotonous crap like this. But at the same time, it's also vanilla, so it's challenging. You have to find ways around not being able to fly, like scaffolding. You have to find ways of getting XP and repairing tools. You have to find all sorts of things that Feed the Beast just kind of, like, gives you. It's like, oh, you want a sword? Here you go. Oh, you want to fly? There you go. I mean, maybe I'm just preaching for the sake of preaching right now because I went way off course with this series. But like I said, it's a walkie-talkie episode, so like I said, just minimize. Hopefully, I minimized and I'm not doing anything cool like fighting a wither right now, so you guys don't have to watch it. Like I was saying, let me get back on subject. This series will be staying around for quite some time until either you, my subscribers, or I get to a point where I'm like, this is about all I can do with this world. And time to move on. Unless you guys personally want me to keep this world as long as I possibly can. And in that case, I'm gonna need a lot of inspiration. Like, give me ideas for what to build. Like, I already know. Let me go back here. This is kind of where you kind of need to open the video to see. But I know the castle's going to go there. And there's going to be an outer ring about, oh, probably a good 20-30 blocks away from the exterior wall. Surrounding it, kind of like a... If anyone's seen the Avatar Last Airbender series, think of it kind of like bossing, say. You got the inner castle, surround it with a giant ass wall where you can just barely see the top of the castle. And instead of having 3 rings, you're going to have 2. Like I said, you have your inner castle where your royalty and higher ups live. Probably a few houses here and there, not too many. And then your exterior middle class / poverty areas, which, like I said, that's been my vision for this mesa biome. Just because it's tall, it's got different elements to it that not a lot of biomes do. Like this spruce wood, oh my god. As far as vanilla building, spruce wood is awesome. And having this much of it, like so you get this nice rich dark texture, which dark oak is darker, but this is more generic. Not generic. It's not nearly as black. It's a nice medium brown, medium black blend, which it reminds me a lot of walnut in a way. And I can say that because I have a piece of walnut hanging on my wall with one of my deer horns on it. So, like I said, it gives you a nice veneer look to it. It's got that nice black, and like I said, you just bust out a piece, and like I said, you see the difference? That's dark oak, that's spruce. And if you're not looking at this, then you probably know the difference. Like I said, dark oak is this really rich, like someone put varnish over walnut, and and spruce is more like the natural walnut. It's more lighter, but still got that tinge of not black, but not brown, if that makes any sense. And I've probably made this video go really weird. And I think I'm hitting close to the end of my mark. And for any of you that are diehard watch to the end people, you guys get a little special gift. This right here is going to be a new industrial size farm. Now I have the bone farm, iron farm, hey look, a zombie, and the gold farm. Now this farm, I'm not going to tell you what it is because I want to keep it somewhat of a surprise, but like I said, this is going to be the exact center of the farm. Now if you're not looking at the screen, you might want to look at it right now because this is all I'm going to get you. This is all you guys are going to get to see. So I'll see you next time. Later. Peace.